Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about, in this video I'm going to talk about emotional intelligence um, in leadership skills. All right. When you look at what is emotional intelligence, let's say emotional intelligence is actually how you're going to you know use your behavior, how you're going to react and in certain situation, and how are you going to be involved yourself with the people um, around you without impacting your own behavior. That means you have a control of your own behavior without impacting or without affecting the people or your surroundings. Now, when you want to be a true leader, you have to possess a high value of emotional intelligence. That means you know how to control your emotions, how to play a role practically, experientially in a certain situation, especially the working environments, and also with your friends and with all the people, your acquaintances around you. Well, let's look at a bit of broader perspective. Of course, I'm going to focus on the emotional intelligence at your workplace, but if we look at the broader perspective, we can apply emotional intelligence in many other situations or many other environments. For example, we can also apply this to our family, the family environment. We can also use emotional intelligence when looking at dealing with people outside and also in variety of circumstances. Now, in this video, I'm going to focus on 6 main tips that an individual need to inculcate or possess um, for particular emotional intelligence, especially to upskill the leadership skills. Now, the first thing is, when it comes to emotional intelligence, the first tip I would say, you have to learn about the inner working of yourself. For example, imagine you want to be you want to be an excellent car mechanic. So you want to attract people, many customers to your workshop. What you need to do here is that first you need to know inner way of how to repair your car and how to put the problem into solving methods. So you need to know in and out about the particular car repair, and remotely you got to work on how to satisfy your customers, because you need to solve their problems. Right. So another thing is, you cannot look at it in a surface level. You need to go in depth to solve the problem. And also in your daily life situation, let's say you want to resolve something emotionally. First thing is, you need to be motivated to yourself. Need to be inspired. You need to be ethical in order to solve some problems that you're going to face, and also the people around you, because a true leader not only put everything to themselves and they start directing others, but also they know how to solve being empathy. That means being empathy, meaning that you put yourself in their shoes and you try to solve their problems. And you see, in this scenario, or in this particular event or situation, you really can't evaluate, or you even me myself, I don't really understand my own behavior, and I'm not a perfectionist. So what we can do is, we can always ask people around us to assess us and to get a real outside input about ourselves. Why? Because when you get different views or other people opinion about yourself, I don't say that you get opinion from people that you don't really know, or a majority, because you won't get a positive feedback about yourself. So what you need to do is you just pick target group of people, whereby it can be your good friends or your close friends, it can be your family members or acquaintances, and then you can ask them to assess you, you can ask them to evaluate yourself, you know. So when they start evaluating, what I mean, you got to be a bit of a tough stomach, because sometimes those evaluation or the feedback can be really critical about yourself. So you got to take it, as I told you, you have to have the courage to accept it, and you can start listing down those weaknesses or anything that they are going to impose in that particular evaluation. Then once you start analyzing, you got to jot down what they are saying, and you start analyzing, and you can improve from their assessment about yourself. So getting outside input is extremely important, because sometimes we can't see our own flaws, but when it is being listed or being tracked by our friends or our family members, or it can be acquaintances, you can start to improvise your weaknesses there. And another thing is, you have to, the tip number 3 here I'm going to point is, you got to journal your journal outtrack. That means you got to list down what you're going to do from morning. For example, morning, when you wake up early morning, you're going to do meditation. Okay, you're going to maybe you're going to do your yoga, or you're going to go to the gym, or you're going to do anything which is going to start up your day, because morning is energizing. Then upon that, you're going to start from 10 to 3. What are you going to do? What are you going to complete or accomplish for the day? So you got to list that down. Why journal outtrack? Because as you do for this particular week, and the week will be ongoing, so you will know, you can track what actually you have done for that particular week, and what you haven't accomplished, and that the importance will be there, and you don't procrastinate, so in this case, journal outtrack is extremely important to make sure that you actually complete what you're supposed to complete for that particular period of time. And you ask yourself how you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it, who you're going to be your target people that you're going to impose those particular work or task, and also why you need to do that. And let's go to number 4, listen. Why we need to listen to, okay, when you are a leader, when you are a true leader, I would say, when you are listening to the people around you or your employees, as a leader, you got to don't have the preconception, or don't dive in your problem and try to interrelate to their problem. Instead, what you need to do as a true leader is you listen to what they want to say to you, so that you understand their struggle and they feel motivated. They feel comfortable talking to you. When they come to you, they want to see a solving problem. It's not that they want to listen to your misconception, listen to your analyzation about them, but you try to troubleshoot the problem. So you try to help them, because that will be more convincing for them, because they are looking for you for solution. Instead, don't judge them, because when you judge them, they feel very demotivated. So you try to inspire them rather than inculcate negativity. Try to interrelate your experience to their problems. That's going to be really messy. Now, so listening is definitely a really important tips when you want to cultivate efficient emotional intelligence values in the leadership skills. And when they have, for example, some employees or some subordinates, they may face some problem in their specification of job, for that particular department or whatsoever. So if you can help them to solve the problem, it will be great for them, because they will try their best at that moment of time to increase the productivity and their effectiveness in the particular area. So try to benchmark and try to help them to overcome the problems, instead of diving in other scenarios as a problem and increase the intensity of what is already there. All right, now the number 5 points that I want to emphasize here is putting yourself in other person's shoe. So when you try to put in yourself, for example, when they are having trouble or when they are facing some struggles in their life, when you try to put yourself in their shoe, you truly understand what is actually going on in their life. So as a leader, you will be able to, not only solve your problem, but you can also help them, because you can convince them how to solve. You can be having a negotiation skills and problem solving skills. You can help them, because you can actually look at it into, you try to really go deeper into their level. That means, rather than just at the surface, you go deeper into their level and you try to help them. You can list down some possible strategies, or some possible ways on, solving their problems instead. Right. The last point that I want to stress here for emotional intelligence, for leadership, to lead as a leader, is that you have to open yourself up. Open yourself up, because when we are in the working environment, or even when we are with our close friends or family members, we don't really open up, because we feel uncomfortable. Why we feel uncomfortable is because we cannot open ourselves and speak to them. We feel that we are not ready. We don't want to take the feedback. But instead, you try to open up yourself. You try to share your maybe some ideas, some things that you're going through in your life or in your personal problems. You can always open up for feedback, for external ideas. Why I say this is because when you open up yourself, you actually receiving some other reciprocal views. Reciprocal means the feedback of different creative ideas. Sometimes this can be really a problem solving for you, instead of you sitting and you simultaneously thinking about the problem again and again, and you don't find the solution. So when you don't find the solution, and you are emotionally unstable, then this is where problem occurs, and you can't solve as a leader for the people around you. So as I told you, emotional intelligence is about self-awareness as well. Why self-awareness? Because you truly understand about yourself. You know how to tackle problems. You know how to get inspired, motivated, as well as you know how to move yourself and your surroundings with proper behavior, which doesn't impact yourself and also those people around you. So this is all for today's video about emotional intelligence on how to lead. So till we meet again for the next video, and have a good day, and bye for now.